Hello everybody and welcome to 7th Senses of the Reunion, Episode 3, the quick review, with me, I'm the Sandy Man, your host, and the one person here, I guess host works, let's go with host. So, gonna get right into the episode. Episode begins with Satsuki telling Asahi, essentially, you are dead, stay away from my man, essentially, and they have a little bit of a cat fight, and then Haruto is overhearing because he's right there, and he logs out in frustration. To which Satsuki visits him IRL and apologizes for the whole thing. And we find out that all 6 members of Subaru had a little ring, which was like their icon, their emblem. It was a ring they had. The mark of their guild, let's go with that. So then Haruto has a good idea to run to Asahi's grave and starts digging up his ring that he put there. So he gets that back, and that kind of re-energizes him. He's like, okay, we're going to figure out what's going on, let's do it. But while they're leaving, like, Takanori's watching. Turns out he has 2 rings, so we're going to assume it's his own and Asahi's ring, although we don't actually know that for sure. And then we have, back in the game now, Asahi and Haruto farming for some kind of rare item, and Asahi falls in the river and gets naked. And this part kind of felt out of place to me. It just didn't seem right for this kind of show, but it wasn't too bad, so I guess I'm fine with it. He ends up having to hide her by hugging her from some other people, and he's like, reiterates his promise, like, I will figure out what's going on. And it's like, it's good, yeah. Character development. I'm all for it. Then we get a little bit of a flashback to where Satsuki starts liking Haruto. I assume, a lot of assumptions, but that's what I'm assuming from that scene was. Then Asahi makes a ring in the game, which Haruto puts on her, which I guess was like how people get engaged. I'm not very knowledgeable on this kind of thing, if you couldn't tell. But Satsuki's mad, and so she makes her own ring, so they've both got one. Then the crew heads to the dungeon where Asahi died, and she can't remember anything. But then Alicia, who is the purple-haired girl from the end of the last episode, summons the boss. Then there's a big fight. It's a pretty cool fight. It is pretty good, but they don't really stand much of a chance. Until, for whatever reason, Haruto's ring that fell off his finger the first time in Union, which is a different game, is still on the floor. Which isn't how games work, I just want to point out. You don't find something that you left in one game in the sequel, except in very rare circumstances. But he puts the ring on, he gets his old sense back, so he's back to being OP. And also now, when Asahi can see the future, the other 2 can see it as well. I'm assuming it's because of the rings. That's just my, my theory. And then they defeat the boss, and they're all like, yeah, it's awesome. I'm assuming it wasn't as strong, because they were weaker now, and there's half of them, so it doesn't really make sense, but it's not too bad. So this episode was a pretty good episode. It kind of it affirmed what the goal is. Now we've got 3 of them. They're all going to team up. They're going to try and figure out what's going on. And then now obviously they're going to have to recruit the other 3 as well. And then I really hope this show finishes, if you know what I mean. I don't want it to like leave me hanging like, lol, go buy the light novel for more. I don't even know if it is a light novel, but don't do that. But yeah, good episode. The naked bit in the river was a bit weird, kind of out of place, but not too bad. And yeah, I'm liking this show. It's good. I get the feeling it's gonna get sad towards the end. It seems like that kind of show. But thank you everybody for watching, and make sure you sub and join me next week for episode 4. Bye guys.